What's happening, guys? Welcome back. Really excited because today is our Copart's local auction. It's Friday, April 6th. So we're gonna look at a couple more vehicles today, cars, and there's one truck and a couple cars we're gonna look at. And hopefully we might be able to bring one home today. We'll see though. Let's do a quick update on the F-150 that we went over 2 days ago. We gotta pull it up real quick. I think last time I saw it, it was at like some crazy price, like 5 grand, and someone predicted it in the comments. So yeah, as you guys can see, that Ford is now at $5,600. And I do want to point out one good comment that I saw a couple times. Looking back at the odometer picture, there is a good chance that that is just the trip. The 137,000 miles is on trip A. It does kind of look like that, although I do see a 0. I'm not sure, I'm not familiar with, Fords too much, but that could be, showing the odometer and the trip, I don't know. But that's a really good point. I wasn't able to get the key and turn the dashboard on and actually check the mileage, but it's kind of up in the air, 50-50 chance. But yeah, good point to all of you guys that saw that. So good catch. All right, guys. So the next thing we're gonna be looking at today is this is a better tow rig in my opinion. It's a 98 Dodge Ram 2500. And so let's go over it real quick. So it's got 195,000 miles, which if it's well maintained, it's fine. It is higher mileage, but trucks, tend to, as long as they're maintained, last a while. So, and one good thing, well, I mean, this could be good or bad. I see it as a good thing, but it is donated. It's a donated vehicle. Like I said in the last video with insurance companies, always try to find insurance companies that are selling vehicles. They usually aren't trying to screw you. Well, I would think the same thing on a donated vehicle. It runs and drives according to Copart. We'll have to verify that. And it's only in because of minor dents and scratches. So there's one big catch to this. The catch is that it's a clean title, and it says that right, where does it say that? Yeah, it says it right here, Texas Certificate of Title. So if you guys remember in the last video, I mentioned in the state of Texas, you cannot personally buy a clean title vehicle from Copart because it's like an auto salvage. I don't know why, it's some weird law, but you can't do it. But what you can do is go through a broker, which I have an account with, and I'll get to that later in the video. But you have to find a broker, and they average about $200 additional in fees in order to go through it like that. But the good news is it's a clean title, it's not salvage, it'll hold its value better. This will probably be a really easy truck to flip. But looking through the pictures here, let's go ahead and just blow it up real quick. So, you see some of the clear coat coming off right here. I really don't care about that, obviously. Tires look decent. Nothing wrong with it so far. It's got some business advertisements on the back that would definitely have to be removed. And interior looks pretty clean. Seats look fine. Engine bay looks clean. I didn't see, like in the last truck that we looked at, I didn't see any airbags or anything like that. And it goes up for auction in an hour and 35 minutes, so we gotta make this quick. So we're gonna go ahead and do a quick VIN check on it. So I'll do the same thing, copy and paste it. And I still forgot the name of that website that we used, vehiclehistory.com. Check VIN, paste that VIN number right in there. Okay, so here we go. It's 20 years old, obviously. Same year I was born. It passed everything except for one accident record, which is good for a Copart truck. But you can see all the recalls, and to be honest, I really don't care about all of that, but it's there if you do care about it. And let's go all the way down here and find that accident record, and let's look into that real quick. The easy way to do it is just click on accident records, and it brings you right to it. Okay, so as you can see, it has a full description, probably reported by the police officer that was on the scene. Type of crash, one straight, one stopped. I'm assuming the Ram rear-ended somebody, or it got rear-ended, I don't know. Posted speed limit, 65 miles an hour, probably on the interstate. Followed too closely, that's the reason. Damage area 1, now, this is really cool. Like, this is a perfect example of why this is always good to look up before you go and look at it, definitely before you even bid on it. So I just said front end damage, distributed impact, and damage severity. damage level 2 between 1 and 7. So, and it does say here the vehicle is disabled. But if we go back to the pictures, I really can't see any signs of damage. I mean, besides that clear coat peeling, but that's probably not accident related. Could mean the accident wasn't bad at all, and you know, there might just be a scratch on it. I mean, it is here for in Copart for minor dents and scratches. So just something to keep in mind when we go look at it in person in a bit. And before we move on to the next car, guys, it is at $775 right now. And it does mean it's on approval, which it's not a pure sale, which the Ford F-150 was. And if we click on approval, it gives you a brief description. So basically what it's saying is the seller has to notify Copart of the acceptance of the high bid. I really don't know what this is gonna go for. I was going on Craigslist and I couldn't find any examples of this truck for less than $5 grand. It looks like this would be a really good deal if I could get it for less than $3 grand. Okay, moving on here. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next one I saw. Now the next one I was interested in was, well there's a lot of good ones, but we're running out of time here. Probably make a whole video on just looking into Copart cars. This Volvo S60 2.5 turbo interested me. I have interest in it. This car would be great for Zach because Zach doesn't have a good daily. He has a Jeep, but the Jeep sucks on gas mileage and he needs something that's decent. Now, granted, a Volvo 2.5T is probably not gonna be the best on gas mileage, but it'll at least get 25 on the highway, so that's good in my opinion. It's got 172,000 miles on it. Copart says it runs and drives, and the primary damage is on the front end, as you can see right there. So zooming in on that, you can see the damage. It looks like, you know, it's just the passenger side lip or whatever, you know, you want to call that part. And then the bumper is hanging off a little bit. And it doesn't look that bad. Now, it could have additional damage on the undercarriage. That's something we'd have to check. Definitely need to pop the hood on it. But overall, the car looks in pretty okay condition. Interior could definitely be cleaned. Engine bay is a little bit dirty, but that's expected. I think Sam Crack said it, or someone said it that does Copart videos, but seeing a dirty engine bay is not necessarily a bad sign. It's really more a good sign because that means that they didn't try and clean it and possibly hide up any problems it has. This kind of reminds me of the Saab we had. Estimated retail value $3,423, so this thing's probably gonna go dirt cheap. And again, this one is a clean title, which means that we'd have to go through a broker. So whenever, if we were to bid on it, we have to keep that in mind that it is gonna cost an additional $200 to get this one going through the broker on top of the additional Copart fees, which really sucks. It is a pure sale, my favorite kind, which means what it sells for, and the current bid is $525. So this one, I bet will go for less than $1,700. Is it a good deal? I don't know without seeing it in person. And yeah, I think that's about it. This one seems like a pretty straight shooter. So let's go ahead and check the VIN number real quick on it. I love this website. I just like accidentally stumbled upon it too. I would Google free VIN history report and like, all these websites would come up to say free, but you end up having to pay. It's like the most misleading thing ever. So here we go. No accident records, no theft records. It does have a junk salvage record, which that could be from just being sent to Copart. Although it still has a clean tile, that's kind of weird. And then the 62-point tile information failed, or has one bad, has a thumbs down to it. Oh, this is kind of cool. So right here, it gives you the specs of the car. I didn't even know that. Gas mileage, which is the reason we'd be getting it, or Zach would want it. You know, 19 city, 27 highway is not bad. Starts at 30 grand brand new. Oh, it doesn't really matter now. 208 horsepower, that's not bad. So yeah, this is, oh, it's inline 5? It's a 2.5 liter inline 5. I do want to mention this Volvo, which is something we're going to have to take into consideration. I was doing some research on it, and it sounds like it's somewhat like Saab. It's going to be expensive to maintain. Doing the work on it ourselves, if we were to get it, would definitely ease the pain on the wallet, but this is not a Toyota, this is not a Honda. This is like feels like a half step in between like a Honda and like a luxury vehicle. So that's the Volvo. We'll have to go look at it. We're running out of time here, so I guess we'll go ahead and do one more. Okay, so I think the last one we're gonna look at, I'm probably gonna get burned the first time I buy a salvage BMW, or you know, like a high mileage Copart BMW. Hey, you gotta live life on the edge sometimes, right? So this is a 2003 BMW 530i, and they make you know that it's very obvious it's an automatic, unfortunately. You know, it doesn't look too bad from the pictures. It's got the Jesus fish on the back, which is always a good sign, in my opinion. You know, probably was only taken to church or something like that. Engine bay is dirty, as expected. I don't know if you guys saw this, but in the first picture, and we're looking at the passenger side, and you can see the bumper is kind of hanging off right there on the passenger side. Now if you scroll down to the driver's side, you can see the bumper has no gap. So that's very, you know, kind of a subtle thing to catch. But looking at the listing here, it's got 149,000 miles and it's exempt. Don't know why it's exempt. Runs and drives according to Copart. It's in Copart because of minor dents and scratches. And all three of these vehicles, guys, are clean titles. So like I said twice already, it's gonna cost additional $200 to go through a broker. More on that later in the video. And it's not a pure sale, it is on approval. And it's currently at $350. So this thing's dirt cheap right now. This one might sell for less than $1,000 just because it's a high mileage BMW. So we're gonna go ahead and look up the VIN real quick as always. So guys, while we're waiting for this to load, go ahead and comment below out of the three vehicles, the Ram, the, what was the other one? This, the Volvo, and this BMW, comment below what you think is your favorite or what you think is the best deal so far. I'm curious. You can pause the video, won't hurt my feelings. I freaking love this website. Like, when they need to sponsor us or something, we'd give them so much advertising. I mean, we already are, but you know, can make it official vehicle history. Hit us up. Okay, so here is the VIN report for the BMW, and this is the best one yet. It all comes out great. Absolutely nothing to be worried about according to the VIN history report. And guys, as they say in the Carfax, like the legal disclaimer, the VIN checks, they're not bulletproof. They're simply a good tool to use whenever you're car shopping. All right, guys. So that's it for this part of the video. We're gonna go ahead and go to Copart and look at all three of these vehicles, hopefully if I have time. And like I said, my main interest right now, in order, is probably the Ram, then the BMW, then the Volvo. So that's what we're gonna do. If I can only get the keys for one vehicle, we're gonna do the Ram because we really need a tow rig. But if that's crap, we'll move on to the BMW, and if that's crap, we'll move on to the Volvo. So hopefully we can get something today. There's a very strong chance that that Ram will go out of our price range in the auction very quickly. I have a feeling that BMW will not, just because it's a high mileage BMW. So we'll just have to see. But anyways, let's do it. I really should have woken up earlier. This thing is so sick. Oh my God. Okay. Brakes definitely need some work. All right guys, so we're looking at the truck here. Everything's turning out pretty good except for one thing. The brakes feel really squishy, and I noticed that we are actually leaking brake fluid underneath. So that would definitely have to be fixed. So we found the truck. After we jumped it, it started right up, so it's gonna need a new battery. And I noticed the brakes were really squishy, and the brake light as well as the ABS light were on. So I found out that the rear brake line is actually disconnected. Looks like it has like a dual fitting on it that's stripped. So we would definitely have to fix that before we drive it home. Other than those two issues, this truck seems like a good deal. I don't know what this is, if it'll focus. Let me know what that is in the comments. I don't know what that is, honestly. I really don't. It just has a couple small issues. Here's a closer look at that brake line. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the fitting, I don't know how it's attached to the axle right there, but the other side of it is actually stripped, and the brake line going to that wheel is completely disconnected, and you can just see it on the ground there just dripping out. There's pretty much no brake fluid left in the master cylinder, so we would have to completely flush it and fix that before we could even drive it home. And it looks like there's a cable, a parking brake or something that got all messed up right here. I'm not sure on that. So I don't know what that goes to. Like, I'm so nervous, I'm so anxious. Anxious is the word, that like I keep on forgetting to eat. So like I brought my food with me to Copart, and like they thought I was trying to steal stuff. I was like, nah bro, it's just Chick-fil-A. Yo, like what the fuck? It's not letting me bid. Hold up, something's wrong. For some reason it's not letting me bid, even though I upgraded to their stupid ass membership. Let's see if I missed this because it's glitching up. I'm gonna be so pissed. Well guys, I might be screwed here because it's literally not letting me do anything. That's probably why. Literally have to upload my ID real quick, hold on. They didn't tell me until the last second that I need to put my ID on there, so now my ID is uploading. Okay, wow. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it literally says I cannot bid on this. Why? Let me log out, log back in, and see if that does it. Well, this is it. I can't bid on it. They screwed me over. For some reason, it will not let me bid. So let's see how much it goes for. Literally says right here, you are not eligible to bid on this lot. I have no idea why. Wow. I am so frustrated right now. Like, oh my God. Why? Why you be like this? It's gonna go for less than 1,500. I know it. I know it will. Fucking piss, mate. Yep, it's gonna sell for less than 1,500. Sold for $1,100. $1,100. What the f? Okay, guys, I have no idea what just happened. I am hella mad right now. Okay, so since this truck was a clean title truck, I had to go through a broker. So I went to this website called autobidmaster.com, made a membership, or made an account with them. I had to put in $400 for a security deposit, which is refundable. And I also had to put a $150 membership fee down, right? So I got in the auction, it wouldn't let me bid. I was like, okay, it's probably my driver's license. So I go in there and yeah, I have to put a copy of my driver's license on their website, like on my profile. So I did that. And I don't know if they have to sit there and approve it, I'm not sure. And I now have $550 charged on my MasterCard just so I could bid on this truck. And as you guys can see, it sold for $1,100. So if this stupid website would have let me bid, I would have been able to get for less than $1,500 easy, and I would have totally bought it. I'm pissed right now. I'm not happy with this website. This is not okay. I'm pissed right now. I'm still gonna make a video out of this. I'm still gonna post this. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna title this. But as you guys can see, I was gonna buy it. We were gonna go get it. We were gonna fix it up. It was a good deal. And I'm not happy because I just spent my entire morning doing that. So, and you guys, like, I think this is the first time we've brought you guys with us onto an online auction. So as you guys can see, you kind of get an idea of how it works. I don't know how the bidding works because they won't let me freaking bid. But the BMW, by the way, I was only able to look at the BMW and the truck, and both of them had dead batteries. Seems like 80% of the cars at Copart lots have dead batteries. So I didn't even waste my time on the Beamer. I just went to the truck, looked it over, and like I said earlier, it just needed a new battery and the rear brake line needed to be replaced. Other than that, it looked like a great deal. It was like an awesome truck, especially for $1,100 freaking dollars. Like, it looked like a steal. Hopefully you guys got an idea of how this auction works off that. I'm gonna spend some time and figure out why the hell they wouldn't let me bid. And I guess we'll go ahead and leave it off at that note. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see y'all next week more than likely. Comment below. Comment below what you think of this. I'm pissed. Not cool. Thanks guys, see y'all later.